What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. My name is Nick. Today I'm going to be walking you through all the essential maintenance steps for the P2S. Nothing complicated, nothing overkill, just the stuff that actually matters. I'll also share a new tool that I personally use on all of my printers. It makes maintenance faster, easier, and honestly, just a lot less annoying. And to take this one step further than my previous maintenance videos, I put together a one-page downloadable maintenance quick guide. You can print it out, keep it near your printer, and use it as a simple checklist so nothing ever gets missed. It also includes a tracking section to keep up with your maintenance schedule if you want to stay organized long term. And I'll have that link down below. All right, let's get right to it.
I wanted to quickly show you all the essential and optional tools needed for this maintenance. The two most important are going to be the Super Lube, which is an oil lubrication, so I'll reference it as either oil or lube in this video. The oil is going to be used on the linear rods. The lithium grease is for the Z-screws. A bottle of IPA and a microfiber cloth are needed if you really want to get a deep clean on your machine. I've also been using these precision needle bottles, which also help as well. And my optional tools are this forced air handheld and electric screwdriver. And I'll show you how they improve my maintenance workflow in this video. Now let's quickly go over the recommended maintenance schedule, as per Bambu Lab recommendation. For low usage or less than 1 hour per day, or 30 hours a month, it is recommended to perform the maintenance on the top rails every 3 months, and the Z-axis or the up and down rails and screws every 5 months. For regular usage, which is about 1 to 5 hours per day or 150 hours a month, it is recommended to perform the top rail maintenance every 2 months, and the Z-axis or the up and down rails and screws every 4 months. Now, if you're printing more than 150 hours a month, then this is done monthly. And we also need to perform a deeper clean on the Z-axis, which is removing old grease and applying new. I recommend just removing old grease for every maintenance. Here in Arizona, it's pretty dusty, so I'm going to have a lot more dirt and grime buildup, so I just clean them and apply new every time. First, let's set the bed all the way up. Go into the control panel and the second icon on the left, then hit the motion button. Next, we're going to hit the home button, which is the icon of the house. Once that is done, you can move the bed all the way up by hitting the 10 icon with the up arrow. Then I like to move the bed down 2 millimeters by hitting the 1 down arrow button twice just to get the bed off the nozzle. Since this is my office, I'm going to take my P2S outside for the dusty part. This is where I'd like to introduce my first tool that I've been using on all of my printers. For this step, I would always use a bottle of canned air. Now there are companies like Wolfbox that make these awesome handheld blowers. The power is great and you get just as much from a single charge as you would from a full can of air, if not more. This will definitely save me some money in the long run. This model is the MF200 and I'll include an affiliate link down below. If you think you can use something like this, you can support the channel and make a purchase. I use the MF200 to blow out the entire case. I usually start with the tool head fan, lightly press your finger on the fan to keep it from spinning, and give it a hit with the air gun. Next, hit everything in the case, starting from the top down. Next, I open up the AMS and blast out any debris and filament dust. You'd be surprised on how much is in there. Since we have unlimited air supply, you might as well give the outside a good hit too, including the backside of the printer. Next, I always vacuum the printer and gather any leftovers. These printers always have a little filament fragments in the bottom of the corners. One of the nice upgrades of the P2S over the P1 is that they've added this lip that allows you to sweep out any fragments if you're just performing a quick clean. Next, remove any riser or top glass and the AMS from the machine so you can expose the top of the printer. Now, before we move forward, turn the power off on your P2S. This will unlock the tool head and allow it to move freely. With a clean microfiber towel, you can either dry clean the linear rods if you feel they are clean of debris. Or if you want to give them a little wash, you can use IPA on your towel and wipe away any built up dirt on all of the rods. There are a total of 4 horizontal rods and 3 vertical rods attached to the bed. Next, I like to use these needle tip bottles filled with super lube. Spread a thin bead of lube on both the tool head rails first, then manually move the tool head from side to side a few times. Now, if you're using a needle tip like these, just be sure to not scratch the rods with the needle tip. I'm always careful when applying lube. Once you're done, wipe away any excess lube that is built up on the rails. Now, as a tip from one of our viewers, Wazoo Blue, is that we can cut off the end of one of the included needle tips and use it as a rubber bumper so that we don't scratch our linear rods. And I really appreciate that tip. These bottles also come with a non-metal needle cap, which also works almost the same, but you get less reach. I like the reach of the needle tips because accessing the rear rods and the screws can be difficult without a needle tip. So I hope that these were helpful. Now repeat that same process for the side rails. Apply a small amount along the rail and manually move the tool head back and forth to apply. Then wipe away any excess lube. Next, let's go ahead and repeat that same step for all 3 of the vertical rails. Wipe away any debris with a clean microfiber cloth, then apply a thin line of super lube on all 3 of the rails. For the vertical rails, I like to switch to my microfiber cloth, and I evenly spread the lube with the cloth so it doesn't drip down to the bottom. Now grab your microfiber cloth again, and we're going to clean and wipe away any grease from the 3 vertical lead screws. These are going to get grease, not lube. Next, using the white lithium grease, I apply a small amount to the screws. I use what I call the tap method and just dab a small amount every ½ inch to 1 inch to all 3 of the lead screws. Oh, and you might notice I have a different cap. This is a print on Maker World. It makes the process so much easier to apply the grease and to store with this new cap. I highly recommend. Link down below. Next, turn on your printer and we need to use a control panel to move the bed manually once more. Using the same method as before, run the bed up and down 2 or 3 times until the grease is spread evenly. And again, wipe away any excess lube on the rails and grease on the screws. Do not mix the cloths. I either use a separate cloth for the grease or make sure that I use separate ends of the cloth. You don't want to get grease on the rails. Now this is why I like these needle tip bottles so much. We're now going to lubricate the Z-axis bearings. Again, we're going to use lube, not grease, to lube the bearings. The needle bottle allows for precision on this step. Put a small amount around the bearings at the bottom of all 3 of the lead screws. Next is going to be a decision on your part, but I like to remove the carbon filter and blow it out with the MF200. If you have excess use on your P2S, then you can consider replacing the filter altogether. They are about $10 a piece, and the link will be down below. I don't have thousands of hours on my machine yet, so I'm going to just hit it with some air and reinstall. This is a step to help you if your cutter is worn down. This is going to happen on machines that are printing a lot of multicolor prints. Using an H2 Allen or a fancy Fantech screwdriver like mine, remove the screw on the bottom left of the tool head. The cutter arm will release, revealing the cutter blade. Inspect it for wear or chips. If it needs to be replaced, you should have gotten a few replacements with your machine. Simply remove the old blade and reinstall a new one. Next, lift the cutter arm back into the slot on the left side of the tool head and hold the cutter arm in while replacing the H2 Allen screw. I highly recommend one of these tools. It makes your life much easier and your hands will thank you. Now just replace the tool head cover. To clean the camera lens, I use a microfiber cloth and give it a good wipe. No IPA or anything is needed for this. Now, if you notice that your wiper pad is worn down or if you're seeing a lot of poops making it inside the printer, you may want to replace the wipe pad. It's as simple as pulling on it and adding a new one. Your printer should have come with a few replacements, and this is definitely a great upgrade over the P1S wiper.
And that's it. Nothing crazy, just simple maintenance that keeps your P2S running the way it should. If you stay on top of this stuff, you'll get more consistent prints, fewer random issues, and a machine that just works. Oh, and before you go, don't forget to grab the one-page maintenance quick guide. It's a simple checklist. You can print it out and keep it next to your printer. I also included a section to track all your maintenance schedules so you always know what's been done and when. The link will be down below. If this video is helpful, hit that like button, subscribe if you want more no-fluff 3D printing tutorials. Again, my name is Nick, and as always, happy printing.